The story begins in the year 2010. We meet two CIA agents, Matthew and Emily. Both are experts at their jobs and are on a very dangerous mission. Their target is a European terrorist named Gore, who is hosting a birthday party for his 8-year-old son at his mansion. Matthew urgently tells her to pick up the pace and hurry up. When they finally reach Gore's massive mansion, Emily sternly asks Matthew to leave his gun behind in the car to avoid detection. Chuck, acting as their eyes and ears on the comms, carefully guides them through the security protocols as they enter the extravagant party, making sure they blend in with the high-profile guests who have gathered to celebrate Gore's young son's 8th birthday in the lavish estate, which could be dangerous for the mission. Once inside, Emily shows her skills. She sprays a special chemical on her hand. When Gore kisses her hand, his fingerprints are copied onto Emily's hand. Meanwhile, Emily's watch records Gore's voice. Using these high-tech gadgets, they reach Gore's private office, open the safe and steal the ICS key. But the twist comes when the safe opens, a silent alarm goes off and guards surround them. Matthew and Emily fearlessly strike back, kill all the guards and make a quick escape. Chuck sends them to a hidden airstrip where a professional MI6 agent named Baron Andrews is already waiting for them. Baron, who is Emily's ex-lover, greets her warmly, but seeing Matthew ruins his mood. The tension between them is clearly visible as the plane finally prepares to take off, and Matthew celebrates the success of their mission. But Emily refuses. Matthew realizes she is hiding something. Finally, Emily reveals she's pregnant, showing several test kits as proof. Matthew is shocked at first, but then he is very happy. How can a bathroom be locked on an 11-hour flight? Suddenly, the attendant pulls a gun and demands the ICS. Matthew tosses the key in the air to distract the attendant, and Emily lunges at her. A massive fight breaks out inside the plane. In the struggle, the pilot is shot and the plane loses control. The attendant jumps out with the parachute and the key, and the plane is about to crash into a mountain. Matthew and Emily only had one parachute left. Matthew wanted Emily to jump alone so she could survive, but Emily wasn't willing to leave him. She grabs Matthew and they both jump with the same parachute. After surviving, they realize this is a new chance for them. Wanting the world to think they're dead, they decide to leave the agency, disappear, and live a normal family life. Now the story jumps 15 years ahead. Matthew and Emily are now living a boring life. Their daughter Alice, who has grown into a moody teenager, is very temperamental and often clashes with them. Their younger son Leo is much more quiet and reserved. Matthew and Emily even find themselves using their old tactical skills to spy on their own kids, desperate to know what is going on in their lives at all times. Emily claims she caught a glimpse of Alice kissing a random boy. However, their secret spying mission fails miserably when Alice catches them red-handed, and they are forced to run away in deep embarrassment. Back home, Emily's frustration grows. She wants to check Alice's laptop, but it's password protected. When Emily tells him it is finally time to head home, some local thugs standing there begin to mock Matthew, calling him a pathetic old man and trying to provoke him into a fight. When a boy grabs Alice's hand, Emily loses her temper. But Matthew and Emily, who had truly missed this kind of intense action for many years, easily beat them all up. Later, they find out that someone actually filmed the entire fight. Matthew snatches the phone and deletes the video, but it was already in the phone's cloud storage. Once back home, they punish Alice. She angrily declares she will go to a far-off college just to never see them again. Alice is also amazed by how strong they are. She wonders how her boring parents could possibly fight so well. Emily quickly lies, saying they took a few taekwondo classes, but Alice doesn't believe it. Next morning, their former boss, a man named Chuck, suddenly shows up at their house. Matthew is shocked. Chuck says, Gore has finally discovered that they are still alive. Chuck reveals that Baron has betrayed them and is now working directly with Gore, who mistakenly believes that Matthew and Emily are still in possession of the ICS key. While Chuck is in the middle of talking, a sudden sniper bullet strikes his neck through the window. He dies instantly just as a violent ambush begins to unfold from the outside. Matthew and Emily have absolutely no time left to think. They rush frantically toward the garage, start the car, and smash through the door, violently ramming the attacker's vehicle as they make their escape. Emily asks how they will ever prove to their pursuers that they don't actually have the key, but Matthew reveals a secret. He didn't throw it away at all. Instead, he explains that he kept the key safe and has cleverly constructed a homemade pressure bomb using nothing but a bottle of Diet Coke and some Mentos. He plans to use this improvised explosive device to stop the enemies who are currently chasing them down the road. He throws the improvised bomb at the chasing car, causing a massive crash that allows them to lose their pursuers. They quickly put the kids in the car and flee the scene, explaining to them as they drive away on the long road that they're going to London to see their grandmother. "But you said she was dead." In London, they use fake passports and take a bus. In a parking lot, Emily bumps into a man on purpose and skillfully steals his car keys, completely unaware that Gore's dangerous men and Baron are tracking their every single move. He shoots out a truck's tires to effectively block the road so they can escape. Along the way, Matthew finally confesses the truth and reveals that they were once CIA agents. Leo is thrilled to hear this. Next morning, they reach Emily's mother Jeannie's mansion. Jeannie isn't just some old lady, she's a legendary MI6 agent. As they enter through the front gate, Jeannie is aiming a rifle at them. When Leo tries to hug her affectionately, she sternly scolds him instead. At this, Jeannie taunts that her own daughter actually hates her. Hearing this deeply hurts Emily, but later on, Alice goes over to talk to her grandmother in private and clarifies that she does not actually hate her mother. Jeannie finally admits Emily is a much better mother. Then enemies suddenly attack the mansion. Helicopters and armed men surround them from every side. Matthew and Emily go to the wine cellar where the key was hidden. Upon returning, they see the enemies holding Leo and Alice at gunpoint. To save his children's lives, Matthew surrenders, and right here comes the movie's biggest and most unexpected twist. Suddenly, Chuck arrives, and it is revealed that Chuck is the real villain. He faked his death and is actually working with Gore. In a truly shocking revelation, it turns out that Baron was actually a good man who was simply trying to catch Chuck all along. Chuck successfully takes the powerful ICS key for himself. Meanwhile, Jeannie refuses to back down and bravely brings out her vast stash of hidden weapons to prepare for a massive and highly decisive counterattack against the approaching dangerous villains. Matthew checks the footage and sees Leo secretly gave a thumbs up to the camera. He was actually showing his fitness tracker ring. Matthew carefully tracks the electronic signal from the tracker, which leads them straight to a local art museum where the villains are currently hiding. Meanwhile, Chuck hacks into the city's system and cuts all of London's power to demonstrate the key's strength. He is now about to hack the system further to open the river dam. He wants the entire city to flood so he can sell the key at an extremely high price in a secret auction. Matthew and Emily arrive and fight the guards, then Baron suddenly shows up with his specialized team to help them, and helps them out. Baron handles the remaining guards while Matthew and Emily chase after Chuck, who is escaping by boat with the kids. A high-speed boat chase begins on the water. Emily jumps onto another boat and fights the attackers in a fierce struggle. On shore, Nigel shows great courage and rams the hacker's car so he can finally close the dam. In the middle of the river, Matthew and Emily finally reach Chuck's boat. The dam gate is closing fast and a collision is imminent. They quickly put life jackets on the kids and throw them into the water to keep them safe. Then they push Chuck and jump in themselves. Chuck's boat hits the barrier, causing a huge explosion. Finally, everyone meets safely on shore. The family reunites, Jeannie arrives, and they hug happily this time. Matthew praises Leo for his smartness. The movie ends with a happy family scene. Those who were a broken family until yesterday, the members of this family have now become a very strong and united team, capable of facing any danger together. They have moved past their secrets and are finally working as one. And with that final heartwarming moment of togetherness, the movie comes to a close.